Hi, my name is Eduardo Ox, and this is another very short video that I'm recording for the workshop that is going to happen in a few hours. The title of this video is Copy from Left to Right, and this is the title of this section here from the exercises. Note that we are in the intro with the exercises. Find EV exercises intro is the intro with the exercises that we're going to use in the workshop. And this video is very basic. I'm probably going to ask people to start by this video. So in this video, I'm going to explain a series of abbreviations and how to interpret the diagrams. These abbreviations between square brackets are names of buffers in a very abbreviated form. EX means exercises, and here we have an explanation of what this means. EX is the target of this hyperlink here. J is find the jumps, which is the target of this hyperlink here, or the target of typing meta J. N is nodes. It's the target of running this or running meta 1 meta J. It's a buffer with nodes. And EK, that only appears here in the second diagram, is the target of this link here. It's the fake intro that is not a real intro, it's just an index of the basic keys of EV and MX. These boxes here, note that this boxes here is a single box and this one is divided in two. These boxes represent MX frames of MX, and this one means that the frame only has one window, this one two, this one also means a single window, and this one means that the frame is divided in a single window with one at the left and one at the right. And here the one at the left displays the jumps buffer, and the one at the right displays the nodes buffer. These arrows here mean that we go from this window configuration to this one by typing these keys, and this dotted double arrow here means copy and paste. It means that something is being transported from the left side to the right side. And this is a shorthand for this thing here, meta 2, meta 1, meta J. And the idea behind this shorthand is that we hold the meta key, then we type 2 on J, and then we lift the meta key. And this star here means as many as we need to. So this thing here means type meta shift K as many times as we need to, and needs to in this case means to go to this window configuration in which the exercise buffer is shown. So let's copy this thing to our nodes to make things a bit easier. Here they are. And now we are going to try to follow these instructions. Treat this thing as a score sheet. In the beginning, it would take hours to read the score sheet because we have to count the lines to discover which position is which node, and we have to think a lot to remember the duration of the nodes and such things. So the main intent of this exercise is to make people familiar with these notations and to make them spend, say, 5 or 10 minutes deciphering the instructions here. These are two different exercises. We are going to do the first one first and the second one second. And the first one says that we start here in the buffer with exercises, then we type meta J and we go to the buffer with the jumps, and then we type this thing here, and when we type this we're going to see the nodes at the right, and we've just cheated and copied these things to the nodes, so then we are going to be able to follow the instructions that we have just copied to our nodes. And then we'll discuss this later. Some things are omitted here. I'm going to show which ones. Let me use a smaller font here, and let me show what I want people to do in this exercise. we are starting here, we are in the buffer with exercises, and then we type meta j to go to this situation and meta 21j to go to this situation here. So meta j and meta 21j. Now we have our nodes at the right. We are in this window configuration with the nodes at the right. And then these instructions here means that we have to type meta w, which is copy to the kill ring, and then Ctrl Y, which is yank or copy from the kill ring. The diagram doesn't say, but what I want to copy from the left window to the right window is all this header here. So let me type meta w here. Now I'm going to go to the window at the right and type Ctrl Y here. So that's it. I've copied all this material to this buffer, to this file with notes, and then I have to type Ctrl X1, and Ctrl X1 will put me back in a setting with a single window, and then as many meta shift keys as we need to go to this situation in which we only see the buffer with exercises. So let's see how many we need. 1, 2. Just 2. Okay, so we are in this situation, and now I'm going to explain what I expect people to do in the second exercise. The second is very similar, but instead of going to the jumps buffer, we are typing meta 2, meta j to go to somewhere else. Remember that when we type just meta j, we see some instructions here, some hints here of some things that are very important. And one of them is this one that says that meta 2, meta j goes to this fake tutorial here. This one, the list of the basic keys. So we are in this first situation with the buffer of exercises in the only window. We are going to type meta 2j and then meta 21j. Let me do that. So now we have here the buffer with Emacs keys, the intro with the Emacs keys, the AK here, and then sorry, we are in this situation with the buffer with Emacs keys at the left and the nodes at the right, and this notation here indicates that something has to go from the left side to the right side, and this is by copying and pasting. And what I want people to do in this exercise is I want them to copy all this block here from the beginner's way to these blank lines here, and then copy that to the notes. And that's it. Now the rest of the instructions say that we need to type Ctrl X1 to go back to a situation with just one window, and then meta shift K as many times as we need to go back to the buffer with exercises. 1 time, 2 times. We're at the exercises now. So that's it. Okay, end of this video.